Hi everyone, so welcome to this evening's relaxation. I am really happy to be back again to be delivering a relaxation for our community. For anyone that tunes in, these offerings are offered on a weekly rolling basis. There's myself and there is the wonderful Katie who deliver the sessions, and from what we can see and the feedback that we get, it's really helping to support people, especially in relation to grief and baby loss. So not many people do make the time to follow along with guided relaxation practices, and we all find different ways to relax. There's different ways and different things that we can tap into. If you have never tried guided relaxation before, I'm a huge advocate for the practice of guided relaxation, and that's basically because I've used it so much in relation to my own grief over the years and in relation to my own self-care. Not many people, or maybe many people, I'm not sure, but some years ago after my brother passed away, I got a lot of anxiety. And that was really physical in my body. There was lots of palpitations, so that means that my heart was beating a lot faster, and I felt really on edge and really shaky, and that manifested into panic attacks for a while. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was try to get a handle on what I was experiencing. So I went off to the GP, and the GP said to me, we can put you on medication to try and help with the physical symptoms that you're experiencing. And at the time I didn't want to take medication, and it's not that I'm not an advocate for medication. Being a mental health nurse, it's part of the role that I've done over the years in terms of giving medication and offering advice around medication. However, for me at the time, I wanted to try and look into something different before I considered other means like taking prescribed tablets for anxiety. So I went away and did my research, and I looked into different things that would help, and one of the things that came up was the practice of relaxation, guided relaxation. So I began to look into this topic, and I began to start practicing using the relaxation audio tracks that I came across. There were hundreds of tracks on YouTube, and I began listening to them daily, and that coupled with changes to also what I was putting in my body. So for example, caffeine, cut caffeine out. I really was mindful of my sugar intake, and I was making sure that I was exercising and also hydrating, because dehydration can mimic signs of anxiety too. So I did all of that coupled with relaxation, and over time found that the physical symptoms of anxiety that I was experiencing reduced until eventually the panic attack stopped. So that's going back some years now, but relaxation for me was a really big turning point, being able to really tap into the my body's own ability to relax and to trust in the process, and to also make it a practice. It's like whenever we do something over and over and over again, the body gets used to it, the mind gets used to it, and we develop a habit. And it's really hard to change our behaviours, it can be, and it's really hard to develop new habits, but it's completely possible. And one of the things that I always talk about, and especially if I ever teach around the topic of mindfulness, is how everything is a practice, and it's not practice makes perfect, it's practice makes progress. And the more that we practice, the more progress that we can make in relation to supporting ourselves. So mindfulness and relaxation have been a really big part of my own practices. one of the things that I was really keen to take forward here at the Ellie's Gift Project, when we look at what support we can offer, was to try and build in relaxation practices, because these are things that will support people, but maybe are not the most, most traditional things that people tend to turn to, and especially in relation to grief. But it's really important to try where you can to try and bring some self-care in. And it might be that you choose to tune into these recordings in the evening times. We've got a really good selection now of recordings on the Ellie's Gift YouTube channel. Our videos are streamed across multiple platforms, so you'll find them somewhere on one of our platforms. But I guess YouTube is a really kind of well-known, easy to access platform. And there's a whole range of selection on there, from relaxations that I've done, that Kate has done, and we also had Angela supporting us as well initially when this part of our project started. So it might be that every evening you choose to tap into the resources that are there. They're completely free to access, and that might be a practice that you begin to develop over time. So yeah, that invitation's there for you. This evening's practice that I want to take you through is a guided relaxation, and it's actually something that uses the imagination, and it also uses the ability to visualize. So you may just choose to follow along with my words, and you may even drift off into sleep, and that's absolutely fine if that's what your body needs. Just let that happen. The theme that I've chosen this evening is all about finding stability in the forest. As you can see with this very cool background that I've got behind me, that our wonderful Shan created for us. And the reason why I chose the forest is because I guess more from a personal practice, to be honest. I really enjoy being out in woodland, and I enjoy being around trees. I find them to be very still and very calming, and they also remind me of lots in relation to grief. For example, the roots of a tree are very, very strong, and even while the top of the tree might be blowing around like crazy during a storm, the base of the tree is strong, solid, still. And sometimes, I guess, in relation to grief, our minds can be a little bit like the top of a tree, blowing around, really feeling overwhelmed, but we can be reminded that actually, while that's all happening, because remember, our thoughts aren't always true. Much of what we think is sometimes things that we've imagined about the future, and that can cause us a lot of distress, or even going over things in the past, and those things that we go over in the past can very well be distorted memories. So when we think of a tree and the way that the tree moves in a storm, so our mind being that storm, we can remember that if we can come back to our base, our roots in our body, that we can find stability there. We can remember that just like a tree, we can find that stillness at the very base, and our roots can be strong. And roots get stronger with practice as well. So when we practice all of this, we may find that we're able to find that stability much more easier and quicker than before. So yeah, I wanted to choose the theme of a tree as a kind of a symbolism, really. And the forest also reminds me of this kind of renewal in terms of hope. So the way that the leaves change in winter, the tree lets go of its leaves, and that leaf effortlessly falls to the ground. And the tree is without leaves for a while, or some trees are. But then soon enough, when spring comes, new life begins. And that for me gives me hope in relation to when life and times feel a little bit tough, and it feels like nothing will ever change. We can take some comfort in nature, and knowing that with time, things do change. And that's not to say that we forget our grief, or not to say that, we choose to be super positive all the time. It's just recognizing that in our life, things are always changing. And, over time, that change can bring with it some ease. It can do. So yeah, this visualization this evening is all about that. So we're going to be doing a guided relaxation. Before we do that, I want to take you through a really short meditation practice, just for the first sort of 10-15 minutes, just to allow us to arrive and to settle into this evening session. And the first part of the practice can be done in an upright seated position. So I am going to be taking you through this practice in a moment, which will involve your breath as well. But if at any time you're breathing, noticing your breathing feels too intense, then please do make some adaptations. For example, you can take your attention to the the sensations in your hands, for example, if your breath feels too much for you. Or sometimes we can direct our attention to the breath in the back of the body. That in itself could be quite soothing. I guess what I'm trying to sort of illustrate here is that there's always options during any practices, and if anything ever doesn't make you feel good, then the advice is always not to do it. So yeah, let's jump in then to the practice. What we're going to do is I'll just give you a couple of minutes to set up in terms of your own posture, so you can get yourself into an upright seated position. So yeah, I will just wait a little bit until you get yourself ready to do that. Okay, so what I'd like to invite you to do then is to allow your eyes to close, or you can lower your gaze. And let's just get a sense of us arriving here together. So I know that we're already here in this moment now, but when I say arriving, are you really here? Where's your mind at? Sometimes, even though we can be here in the physical sense, in our body, our mind can be somewhere different. Maybe it's at work today, or maybe it's in the future about something that's happening or due to happen soon. So the invitation is to arrive here with me in this present moment now. So wherever you are in the present moment, arriving here. And we can help us to arrive in the present moment by tuning in to, for example, the sounds that we can hear. So what sounds do you hear in your environment, wherever you are? It may be sounds from inside of your space, or maybe outside on the streets. So sound can be a really good thing to tune into to help anchor us into the present moment. And then getting a sense of the whole of your body, so the shape of your body, the weight of your body, and all the different points of contact between your body and the chair, or the bed, or the sofa, or the wall, whatever you're resting on, the floor. So all the different points of contact, so your body will be making contact with the surface that supports it. So just getting a sense of where these points of contact are. And really allowing the weight of your body just to rest into those points of contact, into the surface. Really giving yourself permission to relax, to release a little bit of that tension that you're no doubt holding. And let's take in 3 deep breaths together, so breathing slowly in. And then releasing the breath. Breathing slowly in. Releasing the breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. And just allowing your breathing to return to its own pace and rhythm. So we're not changing the breath now in any way, we're just allowing the body to breathe. We're just going to be doing a really quick, brief body scan, but in this way this evening the body scan is a checking in with different parts of the body, but then also coupled with this is a deliberate relaxing of the areas that we notice. So taking your attention to your forehead and just noticing here if there's any tension, tightness, holding of any kind. And very, very gently, just seeing if you can relax and release the areas in your face that feel tense and tight. Relaxing and releasing. Moving your awareness now to your eyes. Relaxing all the little muscles in and around the area of your eyes. So your eyes can be relaxed and soft. Moving your awareness to your cheeks, your mouth and tongue. And the jaw as well. So the whole of these areas, just seeing if you can release and relax a little bit, especially the jaw. Again, an area where many of us can hold much tension, so just relaxing as best as you can, letting go of any tension. And then gently moving down to your shoulders, noticing the left shoulder and the right shoulder. And taking in a slow deep breath, so breathing slowly in. And as you do this, just allowing the shoulders to release as you breathe out. So releasing the breath. And as you do this, allowing the shoulders to drop down. Again, breathing slowly in, deep breath in. Breathing out, allowing the shoulders to drop down. And then taking your awareness down both of your arms, tops of your arms, your elbows, lower arms and wrists, hands, fingers and fingertips. Allowing the hands to be soft, relaxed. Allowing the arms to be heavy. And then moving down, noticing the front and back of your body again, releasing any tension, tightness that you can find in these areas. And then moving down, hips, thighs, left and right thigh. Noticing here any tightness, any tension, and deliberately relaxing as best as you can. Relaxing these areas. Knees and lower legs, left leg and the right leg. Releasing and relaxing as you move down to your ankles and your feet. Noticing your feet firmly on the floor. Strong roots like a tree. So the whole of your body now in awareness, still, strong, steady, grounded. So feet firmly on the floor, body rising up from your feet. And that sense of stillness, the same stillness we might find when we walk through a woodland and we notice the trees. Steady stillness in the trunk of a tree, the strong roots into the earth, bringing that stability, bringing that sense of being solid but graceful. Imagining our body like that tree, still, strong and steady. And even though our mind might be busy, chaotic, all that happens at the very top of our body, just like the branches of a tree are waving around, in a storm. And we can learn to come back to the base of the tree, tuning into that sense of stillness and stability in the lower part of our body. Tuning into that sense of stability in our feet, as our feet are planted firmly on the ground, just like those strong roots of a tree. Focusing on the sensations in our feet. And getting a sense of your breathing, getting a sense of the breath in your body as your body moves with the in-breath and the out-breath. So just like those branches of a tree gently swaying, gently moving. Notice how your body gently moves with the in-breath and the out-breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And noticing where you feel your breath in your body. Maybe at the nose or the chest or the mouth. Wherever you notice your breathing, just place your attention there, following the in-breath and the out-breath. Body still, feet firmly planted. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Strong and solid like a tree. And as you rest here, following your breathing, I'd like to read something to you. This reading is taken from something that's very dear and close to me, which are the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh. And this reading is all about a leaf. I asked the leaf whether it was afraid to fall, since it was autumn and the other leaves were falling. The leaf told me, no. During the whole spring and summer, I was very alive. I worked hard and helped nourish the tree, and much of me is in the tree. Please do not think that I am just this form, because this leaf form is only a tiny part of me. I am the whole tree. I know that I am already inside the tree, and when I go back to the soil, I will continue to nourish the tree. And that is why I do not worry. As I drop from the branch and float down to the ground, I will wave to the tree and tell her, I will see you again very soon. So just following the in-breath and the out-breath. And very, very gently, in your own time, opening your eyes. So we've just done a guided relaxation and meditation, I guess. It was a little bit of two things together. So the aim was to help you settle and to come into the present moment, but then also to relax as well. I brought in the theme of the tree and the solidarity with that. and shared a reading by Thich Nhat Hanh as well. And that kind of practice, can be really helpful if you are feeling overwhelmed and you just need a little bit of a minute to feel solid. Remembering that visualization of the tree and your body being like that tree, and your feet firmly planted on the floor, and even going as far as sometimes imagining strong roots coming from your feet and going deep into the ground can also help to bring a sense of stability too. Now, remember as well, these practices, there's different types of relaxation practices and different types of meditation practices, and here at the Alice Gift Project, all of our instructors, we share a real blend of different things, and different things that speak to us personally, different things that we've all come across in different contexts. And this really is about finding what works for you. So you might find that the tree visualization is something that you want to take forward in your everyday life, especially when you're going out into the world and you're feeling overwhelmed in relation to grief and baby loss and all of the complexities that can bring in our everyday world. And that might be a practice that you want to take forward. All the same, it may not have been something that spoke to you, and that's absolutely okay too. There's no kind of requirement for you to enjoy or like all of the practices that we share here at the projects. It's more around kind of having that variety and us supporting you in different ways as best as we can. So for this next part then, this is really about relaxation, and I'd like to invite you to lie down. I'd like to invite you to lie down and get yourself into a really very comfortable position. You might find that you fall asleep during this practice. That's absolutely fine to do. If sleep is what your body needs this evening, then please do take advantage of that. Many of us find it hard to sleep for various different reasons, and these practices may well help to support you on that journey as you kind of move into sleep. And as well, I also find that when I practice relaxation at bedtime and I do fall asleep listening to something that's guiding me through relaxation, I find that I do tend to sleep a lot better anyway the next day. When I wake up, I feel much more refreshed. So this might be something that you really feel you need at the moment, rest. And we all know that grief can be so exhausting. And again, it's important that we find these little moments of self-care where we can. So yes, making sure that you are comfortable, lots of cushions, blankets. Also as well, I like to say, if you wanted to light an incense stick, or if you've got a scented candle, and of course if it's safe to do so, because that's what I've always got to think about. If you are going to sleep, make sure that you are, maybe there's people in the house with you who know you've got candles on. So yeah, a little bit of a kind of a common sense statement there, but just to make sure that you're safe as well. And then remembering you can move during this practice anytime you want, and getting yourself all snuggled down. I'm going to be guiding you through a forest visualization. So the invitation is just to follow along with my words as best as you can. You might find that you drift in and out, and that's okay too. So let's begin then by taking in some deep breaths together. So breathing slowly in, releasing your breath all the way out. Breathing in, breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And just allowing your breathing to return to its own pace and rhythm, as you just let yourself arrive here in this moment, just as you are. just as you are. Give yourself permission to be just as you are. In this space, not trying to be anything different. We know that in the face of grief, we can wear many different masks just to get through the day. So there's nothing here to change, nothing here to fix. Just arriving here in this moment with me, just as you are. And then we're just going to be gently scanning the body again as you lie now in this position, lay down. So we're just beginning again at the very top of the head. And then we're just taking that light of awareness down through our body. So everywhere that this light touches, as best as you can, just seeing if you can relax that area a little bit. So imagining a soft, warm light that gently pours onto your head, onto your forehead. And with it brings a sense of relaxation as it relaxes any tension and tightness, releasing the muscles. It gently pours down into your eyes, all the little muscles in and around your eyes, relaxing and releasing. It gently moves down now into your cheeks and around your jaw, to your mouth, so that the whole of your face is relaxing now. The muscles relaxing, just as though you are falling gently into a relaxing sleep this evening. A relaxing sleep. And this wonderful sense of relaxation now moves down your neck and into your shoulders, the left shoulder and the right shoulder. And you notice now that the shoulders begin to release and relax, giving yourself permission to let go of any tension in these areas. As your head and your shoulders relax more into the surface, beneath them and behind them. Wherever you are, whatever surface that you are relaxing on, let these areas be held in the safety of this moment here with me. And then moving that spotlight of awareness down your arms again, tops of your arms, elbows and forearms, wrists and hands, fingers and fingertips. Allowing the arms to be still and heavy, peaceful. And then moving that sense of relaxation as you scan down through your body, scanning the front and the back of your body. So your back resting on the surface, beneath and behind it. Really allowing your body to rest back down. Allow your back to truly relax and release into that surface. so that your head and your neck and your shoulders, your arms and your hands, and the whole of your torso, so the back and the front of your body, can release any tension and relax back into the surface. Really trusting that in this moment you have permission to really let go, really relax. And then moving that spotlight of awareness down your hips to your lower legs. So focusing on the thighs and knees, your calves, so the bottom of your legs, the whole of your legs together, just allowing them to release and relax. Noticing any areas of tension and tightness, noticing any areas that you are holding any tension in, and just really giving yourself that permission to rest and relax. And then finally your ankles and your feet. Releasing, relaxing into stillness. And as you rest and relax here, I'd like you to bring to mind, in your mind, imagining that you are walking slowly into a peaceful, natural woodland. And you can imagine that you are on your own or you're with someone. But wherever you are, know that in this place you feel safe. Imagining what the ground beneath you feels like in this woodland. What it feels like as you move across the ground. Getting a sense of what the temperature's like in this place. Maybe it's a nice, comfortable temperature, where the air feels clean and fresh. And you can hear the gentle sounds all around you in this woodland, the sounds of the birds, the gentle wind in the leaves, the sounds of nature in this woodland where everything feels safe and calm. Both solid and still. So you're imagining this woodland now as you're moving through. And you gently look down, imagining your feet, noticing your gentle footsteps through this woodland. Maybe the sound of any small twigs that you walk across and the crunch of these as you move through the forest. Maybe the sound of leaves as you rustle through, moving your feet, walking very gently through this woodland where you notice a path. And the path is a very, very gentle path, in that it feels quite soft as you walk along the ground. And it also looks quite graceful as all the trees form neat lines down either side, and all the branches of the tree create an arch. So you find yourself walking through this almost magical place. This place that feels safe and calm and nourishing too. And you notice the way that the sunlight hits the trees, the way that it shines on different areas of different trees and creates a range of beautiful greens, some browns, even some shades of yellow. And this light hits the trees in different ways, creating patterns and a beautiful scene before your eyes. And as you gently move through this woodland in this very, very slow, calm, relaxed way, you feel the gentle breeze on your face, and you hear the sound of birds. Some birds that are closer by, some birds that are in the distance. And you notice a little robin as it lands on the woodland floor. This little robin has landed in the safety of this space here with you, bringing with it all what a robin symbolises. You feel a sense of ease, even a sense of joy as this robin lands before your eyes. And as you gently walk through the woodland now and this little robin goes about its day, you see just in the distance a very, very strong old tree. So you gently walk towards this tree, moving closer, noticing how majestic it is. And as you get close to this tree, you notice its roots, deep roots that go deep into the ground. And you place one hand on the tree, moving your hand across the trunk of this tree and noticing all the different textures, rough and smooth. And you notice as well, when you look deep into the colours of the trunk, you notice all the different shades. The different shades of browns, some deep shades of reds and greens. And you notice all the different patterns. You've never noticed a tree in this way before, and all the different colours and textures. And something about this tree helps you to feel calm and solid. You look up towards the very top of the tree and you notice its branches wide, spreading far and wide into the forest. This tree has weathered many storms, just like you. You see how the tree moves in the wind, how the branches move, how the leaves rustle. But you notice the tree trunk and the stillness and how solid it is, and the roots and the soil. And you stand one hand connected to the tree and you feel its strength, and you take that strength, recognizing your own ability to weather a storm, recognizing your own ability to be strong and still like this tree. And you decide to take a little rest now by this tree. And conveniently placed next to this tree is a bench. So you slowly walk towards this bench and take a seat, casting your eyes across the woodland and all the different shades and all the different colours that you can see. And just being in this space brings with it a sense of calm. It feels nourishing for you, being around all this green space, noticing the sounds of the birds and the other sounds of life within this forest that are all around you. You don't have to be anyone here other than yourself. Taking some deep breaths while you rest here in this space. And as you rest here, just enjoying the sounds that you can hear. So we're going to be bringing this guided forest visualization to a close now. Just getting a sense of moving out of this visualization, and if you are still with us, you've not fallen asleep, just tuning into the sensations in your hands, very, very gently wiggling your fingers. So, in your own time, gently allowing your eyes to open. So we've just moved out of the guided forest visualization. I hope that you enjoyed that this evening. It's something that is very helpful to do, in that imagining that sense of stability when we can think of a tree. As always, these sessions are really, really meaningful for me to deliver, so I would really value some feedback just to let us know that you've been enjoying these sessions. That would be really great. And also as well, if you are able to and can make a small donation to the project, that would be amazing. All of our support is completely free of charge to access, but of course in order to continue that offering, we do need to continue fundraising. So whether it's £1, £2, £5, anything would be fantastic, and we'd be so grateful. So please do lean into this support here at the Ellie's Gift Project. We have yoga every week, we have our relaxation sessions, we also have mindfulness sessions every month. We've got our wonderful Ellie's Gift app, which is support in your pocket 24/7. And of course, there's lots of different events that go on throughout the year too. So I wish you so much ease as you move into whatever it is you're doing next. And thank you so much for coming along and relaxing with me. Take care, guys. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.